pretty major music scene these days, especially. It must have been pretty intense for you to grow up there. What was it like?
It was going through a lot of changes. And matter of fact, while we were cutting our album, Joe Walsh was doing an album in Memphis, Ringo Starr and the Fabulous Thunderbirds. And 10 years ago, that wouldn't have been happening.
Right.
So it's kind of been rejuvenated.
Yeah, there's a lot of history, though. I mean, a lot of musical history. You must have been influenced by Elvis.
Elvis.
Yeah. So what were some of your influences early on?
Well, the Beatles and Johnny Cash, Merle Haggard. I was in the country, you know, when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Then as I got older, you know, just about everything.
When did you start playing? How young were you?
I was 9. When I learned how to play guitar, I was 9.
Really?
But I sang before that.
Why did you switch? I read that you were heavily influenced, obviously, by country and stuff. Why did you kind of merge into rock and roll instead of going country?
Well, it's really the same thing. I mean, rock and roll comes from country music. I mean, that's what Elvis was doing.
Right.
He was doing like black and R&B and blues stuff.
Yeah.
And some people call it country until he started moving around.
Right.
It's all, when you're in Memphis, there's just all the different kinds of music all come there. You have bluegrass and country and R&B. You know, Stax was in Memphis too.
Right.
And then all the rock and roll, you know, Jerry Lee Lewis still lives there. And Elvis, so it's hard to, you're just influenced by everything.
Your first video and single off the album, Kick the Wall, is a hip clip of the week here. It was a hip clip of the week when it first came out, and we're going to take a look at it. We'll talk about how you got the, it's a real-life experience, we all know. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let's take a look at the video. It's Kick the Wall from Jimmy Davis and Junction. We're back. Jimmy Davis is here, and he's joined by John Scott. You guys collaborate on songwriting a lot. Who else is in the band, quickly? Here, you've got a debut album out.
Kick the Wall.
Here it is. Let's take a look at the album. Tell us quickly who else is in the band.
Tommy Burrows is on guitar. We went to high school together.
Yeah.
I've known John for like 10 years, and we've been had bands together off and on. And
Chuck Reynolds is on drums.
He's from Miami, and our bass player is David Cochran. He's done a lot of work with Joe Walsh and
the man.
some other. He did the Rob Junkless album.
Who was another Memphis person.
Memphis thing.
Joe Walsh on Memphis thing. Joe Walsh played on your album. Did that happen because of the connection through?
Well, he was in Memphis and doing his album, and he was working with all these people that we knew, and so we got to meet him. We did a bunch of shows with him too.
That's nice.
So the more we worked with him, the more we got enough nerve up to say, "Hey, Joe, would you play on our record?" Now,
Kick the Wall, which was the hip clip on MTV, that was from real life experience. Do you guys, when you write songs, do you draw on real life experiences a lot?
Sometimes you can start with a real life experience and then elaborate.
Right.
You know? Not all of it is true.
Well, you got to find a rhyming point. You know?
Yeah, you gotta make it rhyme. You gotta find words that rhyme. Orange is a hard word to rhyme.
Yeah.
Orange. I wonder how orange would.
Don't work.
No.
Now I'm told that you're touring right now, or you're just ending a tour.
We're ending tonight. This is it.
Right.
For Christmas.
Now, see, I'm told that art is sort of imitating life, and you guys had a scene that's similar to the movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles over Thanksgiving weekend. What happened?
Well, our manager John, you can't get him on camera, can you?
No.
He was with us. Those guys never last on the road. And the night he was with us, we were in Arizona. We were going to Arizona from San Diego, and the bus broke down, and we had to ride in the back of a bottom truck for about 3 days.
On Thanksgiving weekend?
Yeah.
Nightmare.
Just like the movie. It's a lot like it.
A tour nightmare. But things that make good songs. I know you'll tell me.
There's got to be a song in there.
Thanks a lot for stopping by. Jimmy Davis and Junction, look forward to second single from the album.
Yeah, soon.
Coming out soon.
January.
Good. Okay. Thanks a lot for stopping by, you guys. Yes, it's coming up in Run DMC. Don't go away.